the world is an idea in the mind of God. And people think that they are free because, as Spinoza said, they are aware of their actions, but they are ignorant of the causes which determine their actions. And in truth, there is only one cause of all effects and all determinations, and this cause is self-caused, and this is what we call God. So everyone is acting um, as he or she is determined to act by God, and the only way to liberate yourself is to understand your relationship to God. And I was reading the daily newspaper about Vladimir Putin and the nuclear threat, and if you want to understand what is going on, you have to try to grasp the logical categories that we find in the daily news, which is the universal language of mankind. And when we say that, for instance, war has changed its nature or its kind, it's a different kind of war, because when war intensifies in Ukraine, it also extends, because intensity and extension are two modes, it's an improper way of talking, of a quantitative determination. And this is a way for the absolute, which is a logical idea, to become conscious of himself. And by hating the Russians or Putin, people will love their relatives, their country, their culture. So the intensity, the growing intensity of a threat will create the growing intensity of a love for what you care about, and an intensification of life on a world and global scale. And all this is determined by God. People will start to care about what is truly important, what is essential, and they will start leaving aside the things which are not relevant. And it says that the newspapers talk about an invasion, a war in the heart of Europe. And there's a German thinker, Alfred Rosenberg, who said that the depth of feeling and tenderness is the very essence of the European soul. But he also said that no nation has explored the inner mystery of man as the German, and he also praises the Russian for their insights about the essence of man. But Europeans are a very deep, speculative thinking people, at least some Europeans, but they are also a negative people, because they are always in search of something, they are always lacking something, and they are the cause of most historical changes, for better and for worse. And Rosenberg was he admired Russia, and he loved the spiritual achievements of the ancient Indo-Europeans, the Aryan Indians, the Persians, the Greeks, the ancient Greeks, and the Germans. But all these people in their speculative understanding of the world and of God and of man had a holistic, a total view of the universe, which includes the negative within it. And yeah, and Crime and Punishment is one of the most profound novels ever written, and the criminal in our current situation is not Vladimir Putin. It is, from a Hegelian perspective, it is the negative with which I identify. God sins against himself by separating himself from himself, and this negative process, which is the result of a dialectical process, is the cause of all suffering. And this part of God must understand the need to be punished and to accept it as divine retribution. And by accepting the punishment, there is redemption in Christ. And this is the story of the novel, and Dostoïevski was divinely inspired. And yeah, and I would like to to quote a few lyrics from the song Rise by Katy Perry, to explain the dialectical process of fear and love and threat and care and negative and positive. The lyrics say, I won't just conform, no matter how you shake my core, because my roots, they run deep, and the roots of every thinking creature is the mind of God. I will transform when the fire's at my feet again. I will rise. And I have tried to mix together in a confused way art, religion, and philosophy, and this is the revelation of absolute spirit to itself. And I have mentioned Dostoïevski, Katy Perry, the Aryan religious traditions, and Hegel's philosophy, and to understand what is going on in the geopolitical world, one has to look at it through the lens of Hegel's philosophy, which includes in itself the whole realm of spirit. So, yeah.